Make Money in Africa channel. We are doing a live where we get to chat. I was live a few minutes ago and then I did something. Lesson learned. I was trying to like move between tabs on my phone and it just like exited us out. I did not know I couldn't do that. Nobody told me. Y'all didn't tell me I couldn't do that. I guess I can't do that. Sorry. I'm putting my fan on. I don't think that's helpful. Okay, guys. Anyway, so yeah, welcome back, guys. Welcome. Let me know where are you watching me from while I try to work out this whole chat thing while I'm live on the phone. You would think I would know because I've done a few lives already, but I usually do them on my laptop. So let me know where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Hey, Noah, can you get me water from the fridge, please? Thank you. Where are you joining from? Welcome, guys. Welcome. A little impromptu live on this Monday morning. I think it's early for some of y'all if you're in the US. 2:30. So yeah, so it's like 7:30, 8:30 for some of you guys. It's early. You're probably on your way to work, dropping off the kids. Um, oh yeah, okay, no problem. Bring what we have. Dropping off the kids and all that good stuff, so I get it. But I wanted to hop on, hop on and connect and see how you guys are doing. Thank all of our subscribers. Yo, we hit 1,000. I don't know if I came on here and said it and celebrated and like said thank you, but we hit 1,000 subscribers a few weeks ago. So we're now on the road to 2,000 and then 10,000 and 20 and whatever the thing is. But Lord, feel free to jump this from a 1K to 10,000. Like we don't got to do the small milestone, but we are very grateful, very excited, guys, to see the channel grow, to see the community that has been built and all the things like that means so much to me. I can't even tell y'all, like that means so much to me because we just, and I say we because my husband also has his own channel and my son has his own channel, but for us, being able to share these conversations that we have with friends and family all the time, like we literally have these conversations that we be having on this channel and on these live all the time, and being able to expand kind of our family and our conversations to you guys. Oh, somebody's in India. Oh my God, you're watching from India. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Hello from India. Has been just such an exciting thing for me. Like we get so excited. So I just finished recording videos for this channel, and I have one more. I was saying earlier, going to the market to show you guys what your money can get you. What your money can get you here in the Gambia. So I'm about to go record that in a minute. So I was like, while waiting, let me go ahead and do this video. Oh, thank you so much. Shu Kinanji. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, very excited about just the growth of this channel, the community, the opportunities, all the things, and answering questions, our perspective. I cannot do a makeup tutorial. I get a makeup artist to come when I shoot. Cha, you don't want me to do a makeup tutorial. She's good, huh? Yeah, she does a good job. That's one of the perks of living here too. It's like it's very affordable to get your makeup done, your hair done. I need to get my hair. I revived my hair from the dead. So I've been traveling. I was traveling for about 6 weeks, and I got my hair done right before I left. And if you know me, 4 weeks, 4 weeks is what we're gonna do. Um, oh no, I'm gonna remove that because that doesn't really make sense. Why would you say that? Yeah, I will block you. How would you even say that? That's horrible. Anyway, so my hair is being revived from the dead because it's holding on by a thread, but I've not had a chance to yet. Where am I from? I am from. That's an interesting question. I am originally from Cameroon. moved from Cameroon to the US when I was 16, was in the US for 19 years, and now live in Gambia. So I'm Cameroonian. That's where I'm from. Welcome, guys. If you're just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome to Make Money in Africa. We talk all things relocation, making money on the continent, creating impact. I was just recording a video with my husband who has a security company with over 60 guards and counting. Um, and we're talking about the importance of relocating with the right heart and wanting to create impact because there's so much impact. We didn't. Oh my God! You know what's so funny? I've never really shared on here that I'm starting a school, a leadership school. Sometimes I be forgetting. But you know, we starting a leadership school. Launch date is or kickstart date is January 18th, and but that's impact to me. Like that's the reason, or one of the many reasons we decided to relocate was to be able to create impact in a real tangible way without needing millions of dollars. Wanting to start a security company in the US will cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Wanting to start a school in the US will be like so many red tape and things that you will have to go through, and be able to create the type of impact at our level, create impact wherever you can at our level has been such a joy and exciting for us to be able to be part. We're hoping we are part of the solution. Um, Versus, and also with the channel, my biggest desire with the channel, guys, is to share the realities of relocating and living in Africa, and really for people to understand that it's not the worst thing you will ever do. Like putting things in context is my biggest thing. Like putting things in context, because I think that without putting things in context, they can sound what they sound like. Oh, Africa is cheap. Compared to what? Oh, it's difficult to relocate. Compared to what? Like, I think for me, the biggest thing is wanting to make sure that things are in context so that you can really get a full picture and make a decision for yourself. Hi, Demi Lario. Okay, I'm killing your name. Hello, how are you? Hi, Oyinamola. How are you? Hello, guys. Welcome, welcome. We are talking all things making money in Africa. Drop your questions, guys. Drop your question. My name is Sandra. My name is Sandra. And full time, I'm a business coach. So a lot of people don't know um, that full time, I'm actually a business coach. I help women stand in their power. And one of the ways that I help them do that is by starting businesses that they can be proud of, that are profitable, that are impactful. And so that's what we do. And YouTube is a thing that I've been talking about, and I've dabbled in YouTube, even with my coaching business. We have a channel for that we're reviving for years and years, but never really took it seriously the way that we are really like, we are very serious about this channel and the content we provide and produce and the community we're building. You asked, is it a pre-K school like you said in last video? No, 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 no. I know, right? No, I didn't start that business. Even though my husband was telling me the other day, he was mad at me. He's like, you are taking our ideas that you're sharing on your channel. I'm like, there's so many ideas to go around, and we need so many schools. But no, the school we are starting is called the Outlast School, and it's a virtual online school for girls from the age of 15 to 18, and it's a 3-year leadership program that helps them tap into the inner leader in them and tap into their full power. And so the first year in our program, they become authors. So by the end of 2026, actually middle of 2026, they should all be authors. Um, which is incredible for me to have a 15-year-old who is able to walk around saying, I'm an author. Like, what? And these women, these girls are all girls that live in Africa. And so we've gone through the process. The first, our pilot, right? We wanted to make sure that we understood the process. So we only wanted not wanted, but we felt like we had the capacity to do this well with 21 girls. So we had about 59 girls apply, 21 girls were selected. If you hear their stories and their parents, oh my gosh, it was just incredible. So we start in January, and first year they become authors. They learn how to sell their books. The second year they learn a skill, a marketable skill set that they can learn within a 6 to 9 month time frame. So social media marketing, ads, you have it right, like digital things that they can do in 9 months. And if they already have skills, like let's say somebody comes in and they're already really good at tailoring, then putting them through a program that can make them even go higher. And then the final year is having them being intern. So matching them to companies that need their skill set, and they can get hopefully a paid internship. But even if it's a free internship, listen, honey, okay, being able to have that experience. So by the time they're 18 and they finish the program, they are marketable and they understand more than the transformation in terms of just leadership skills and all that. It's really teaching them how to harness their inner power. If you can learn that at 15, if I knew that at 15, guys, my life would be, I would be, I would have, I would be ruling the world. If I had learned some of the things that the girls are going to be able to learn this next 3 years, when I was their age, it would be incredible. So that's the school I wish I had when I was their age, is the school that we created. And so we're starting with 21 girls, and every year we'll enroll, and we pray that my dream is for this program to be embedded in every school on the continent, in Africa, and in the world, right? That it just be part of the curriculum. That is my big dream for this. Maybe one day to have a campus, kind of like how Oprah has her Oprah Academy, have an Outlast School campus or multiple campuses. That would be great. But where the world is going, like everything is digital. So we're like, let's start there. So we have three of the girls from Gambia, and the rest of the girls are located in Nigeria. Is where we got our applications from. So that's what that is. But thank you for asking. Uh, thank you. Thank you, Emran. I'm butchering people's names. What other questions, guys? How did you find out about us? Was it through a video? Like, how, how did, what's up? How did we, was it a video, was something recommended to you? Was it something that you searched? Was there a specific video that made you like find out? Like, how did you get into our mix? Let me know. Power was just out. Power, y'all. Okay, let's talk about the real tea on living on the continent. Power went out on Saturday. No, I was it was Saturday night, right? No, Sunday night. Noah. Power went out on Sunday, right? Sunday night at 4:30 a.m. and did not come back until what time did he come back, Noah? 4:35? No, no, no. He came back in the afternoon and then went out multiple times again. Yeah, he went back. He came back at like 4:30 p.m. Then went out at 6. Went out at 7. Like, child, child. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. What does it say with traffic? I don't know why it keeps retracting your messages. Oh, okay. But we're back. It looks like today power went for like 15 minutes, but it came back today. So maybe they're working on something. Maybe during the raining season, power goes out at least 3, 4 times a week. Which, by the way, if you're Nigerians, don't say nothing, because in Nigeria, power goes out every day. Power goes out every day. In my experience, the few times I visited, don't be mad at me now. But power and electricity outage, outage on the continent is a problem. In most countries, it's a problem, including Cameroon. Oh, good. Okay, YouTube recommended. Oh, nice. Well, welcome. Welcome to the family. I hope you're subscribers and you've turned on your notification and all the things. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm about to go to the supermarket and record. There's a video I did, not supermarket, the actual market. There's a video I did where a lot of people kind of discovered the channel from. Got a lot of views. It was me at the supermarket, and a lot of people said, "You got to go to the market. You want to see the market." So, honey, in this heat, on this good Monday, it's about 2:35 here. So by the time we leave, it's probably gonna be 3. Uh, we're about to be out there. Where are you thinking about relocating from? Where are you located right now? Demi Larry. Oh, Turkey. I need to come to Turkey. My husband has a stopover there all the time when he goes to the US, and he's gone and likes it and stuff. We're looking into furniture, like buying some furniture, and people keep mentioning Turkey. Where in Turkey are you? Turkey in the building. What else? What are the questions? Can you do a New York accent? I cannot do a New York accent. I can barely do my own accent. I'm not good with accent. The only accent that I try sometimes is UK, and I think it's horrible. I say, "Hello, mate." I wish. I wish. I wish. Okay, yeah, from the center of Turkey. Okay, I can't do accents. Horrible accent. I can speak French though. There's that, but I can't do accents. Okay, so okay, so where I'm from, do that accent. Child. Okay, so I'm from I'm from Cameroon. There's not really an accent. There's just a way you talk to Noah. Okay, I've got to ask my son. Noah, is there a African accent? Like, is there a Cameroonian accent? When you're talking to grandma, do you change your accent? What do you say? Yeah, faire l'accent marseillaise. Oh, no, I don't. I promise you. Faire un petit accent français anglais. I don't know how to do accents, yeah. I can speak, right? And I don't, it's not even conscious because depending on the rooms that I'm in, it will change. Naturally will change. So I'm not even typically conscious of it. What can I answer for you guys when it comes to relocation, moving, starting businesses in Africa, all the things, all the questions? You like these accents, honey. I cannot do all these accents. I'm not an actress. What can I answer? I cannot sing. So the running joke, I really wish I could sing. Like in my spirit, I'm a singer. Like in my soul. If you ask me, like Sandra, what's the one thing? Well, there are many things I want from God, but if there's one thing that I feel like he got wrong was not making me a singer. Because if I could sing, because even now that I cannot sing, I stay singing. And so I was just telling my husband, I said to him, I asked him if I should sing intro to one of our videos. He was like, "Hmm." And I said to him, I said, listen, I could get this cover. You never know who is watching your videos. I could get Discover. I could open up for Brandy and Monica. And when I do, I'm going to need a public apology for all these years that you've tried to suppress my voice, my singing voice. Questions. What can I answer for you guys? Welcome if you're just joining. We are answering all questions making money in Africa. You know, it's interesting. I was in Bali and for about 10 days, and I thought it's interesting because Bali reminded me of Gambia. I was like, if people can move to Bali, they can move to Gambia. But I thought one thing I liked was how they made the most of what they had, right? Like we went and spent a day at a rice field. I'm like, that's a field, that's a farm. I was like, we have farms on the continent everywhere, pineapple farm, corn farm. I'm like, we could make that an attraction. Like we literally left our house, got ready, got dressed to go visit a rice field farm. But part of it was because they had things. They had zip lining there. They had like a little place where you could get coffee and a bathroom. Like they made it a thing. And so we were excited to go. And there's so much, I guess, that we can in terms of tourism. It gave me a lot of great ideas in terms of what we can do as well. Because I was like, we got my son kept saying, he's like, Mom, you went all the way to Bali for that? Like that looks very much like Gambia. They have beaches, we have beaches here. Right? They have beautiful like scenery, we have scenery. So good day. Thank you for joining. Hi Esther, how are you? So it was interesting. I really feel like there's so much potential and so much on the continent in as far as telling our stories, as far as marketing. I thought it was interesting that they had people will go and visit temples and will pay to visit. I was like, we got churches and mosques. Like, if that is an attraction for people, we got those things too. And so a lot of the activities and things, I was like, huh, oops, sorry. A lot of the activities and things, I was like, we could do those things. Have you ever considered in Africa or running a strong PR for anything with Trinidad? I realize you do so well in that part of the business. Thank you for that. Have I ever thought about, well, have I, that's an interesting question. Being an influencer in Africa. Well, listen, where the brand at? What are we doing? Um, so I've been in the online game for coming on 8 years as a business coach, right? And so I coach women how to stand in their power, how to start online businesses, specifically coaching businesses, but I've coached pharmacists on how to start pharmacies or how to leverage their pharmacies or grow their the pharmacies on the continent. Um, Fashion designers, I mean, you name it, you fully touch all facets of businesses. And so we've done that for the past 7.5, 8 years. That's my full-time gig. That's what I do. That's my bread and butter. So to answer your question in terms of being an influencer in Africa, I don't know. I've never really thought about myself as being, because what are you influencing has always been my question. But I think if a brand wanted to partner and it made sense for what we do, I would definitely be open to it. But it has to be something I'm passionate about. It has to be something that I feel I'm really in the phase of my life of like impact and what does it mean. Um, so for sure, as we grow this channel and the other things that we have, if it's in alignment with what it is that I believe in, I believe in partnership for sure. So from that perspective, yes. But thank you so much for that compliment. A strong PR for anything relocation in Africa. Um, we've been thinking about it, not necessarily, and I don't know if by PR you meant public relations, but we definitely provide consulting and coaching for people that are wanting to relocate. But maybe you meant something else. Maybe you meant like actual like public relation for anything relocation in Africa. I would be interested in like hearing more what you think from that perspective and what you mean. But anything for me, anything that can um, put the continent in its right position, in its rightful position, and tell the truth about the continent, I'm for it. We got to start telling the truth about the continent and the truth about why we are the richest continent in terms of resources and yet the poorest continent. We got to tell the truth about why so many of our people have been convinced that it is scary and are intimidated to come back and return, while we have so many Indians that have figured out how to have one foot in the West and one foot, a strong, impactful foot in their country. We have to tell the truth about why we are called third world countries. We have to tell the truth about so many things. And so I'm all for telling the truth about the reality, the challenges, the just the truth, because it's not, Africa is not heaven, and Africa is definitely not a place where you should come and just die. I think the saddest thing for me is watching people treat Africa as this nursing home. Like, oh, I'll go and retire there. I'll go there. That's where we send mom when the doctor says there's nothing else we can do. And she said, I want to die home. Like, I want to tell the truth about why that is. And I want to tell the truth about why the smartest and most brilliant of us are still stuck abroad and haven't figured out how to bring back all the things that we say we need with, oh, Africa needs more road. Well, where are engineers at? But when you're talking about in America, Africans are one of the most highest educated group of people in the West. You know about doctors, you know about PhD, like so it's not because we're not smart, it's part of it is that the things we are learning is not returning back to the continent. And I don't think that's by mistake. I think that is on purpose. And so whose agenda are we running? So for me, that's what I'm passionate about. That's why I have this channel, because I want to get to talk about the reality. Now, listen, y'all are liking the what $10 gets you at the supermarket and all that stuff. And so I'm like, okay, let me show that, but let's also talk about the real deal. Let's talk about the real thing. Let's talk about, okay, yes, you're gonna have a great life on the continent. Yes, you can get help, somebody to cook for you every day for $100, $120. Yes, you can get your hair did for $20, $30. Yeah, yes, all that stuff. But then what? Then what, right? Let's talk about impact. Let's talk about what outlasts. Let's talk about what your gift, what we can do with your gift. You're the engineer, you're the nurse. People keep talking about, oh, people are dying in Africa because of stupid things. Like, but where are doctors? When are you coming home? When are you coming home? Even if it's just for 1 month. When are you starting the clinic? When are all the gynecologists coming together and opening a hospital in Kenya, in Nigeria? Where are we at? That to me is the heart. This is why I do this, right? Because YouTube ain't paying your girl, and we don't know how long that's going to take. And that's not so. In terms of like, for me, my passion and why I decided to get in here and have my channel was because I wanted to remind people that it's time to come home. And coming home, folks think coming home means like you come home and you throw your other passport or that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. You can come home and still make your money you're making at your job. I'm talking about footprint. I'm talking about like when we die, and it's like, what did you do with what I gave you? Being able to say, listen, at my level, I told y'all my school is 21 girls. That's where we are right now today at this moment. That's what I can do at my level. But if we all did what we could do at our level, bruh, do you know where the continent could be? That's what I want to talk about, right? That's get me on your stage, get me anywhere. And let's talk about that, the truth about it. And if you think that it's just happening, that you're just afraid suddenly to go back to your home country, and you think it just no, like it's on purpose. Come and see the other people that are on the continent wearing flip flops and on scared of malaria, and like come and see people that look like you and I living comfortably here, but we are afraid. That's on purpose. Okay, sorry. All right, I want to rant. I went on a rant. But thank you so much for that question, and thank you. I appreciate it. There's a lot of growing infrastructure in the Gambia, a ton of growing It's growing. Gambia is growing. Think for Istanbul. Hello, is this Andil from Dudula? No, this is Sandra. This is Sandra. Is it a Zandila? I think there was a YouTuber from the UK. I don't know if that's who you're talking about. That lived in Gambia. I think she moved back though. That had an amazing YouTube channel. I was watching her YouTube channel when we were thinking about moving. But and also to add to that, what you were saying, my husband does have a media company here in the Gambia. He does have a media and consulting company as well. But yes, I would love to also like do something here because you know how they have the year of the return. Um, in they have the year of the return in Ghana, and then I think they have Dirty December in Nigeria. What we got here in Gambia? So I'm planning, newsflash, a retreat next year. I've not even told my team. I'm sure they're watching my group. So we got a date. Next year, I'm thinking November. So stay tuned for that. Called Homecoming. Homecoming. And that's the theme. And it's about coming home, literally home, right, to the continent, but coming home to yourself and to your power is the theme of the retreat. So I'm really excited about that. That's coming up. But yes, what do we have besides that? That's to the side. What do we got here in Gambia? Like we have the beach. We could party in the like by the water, right? Like there's so much we can do right here. Senegal is right next door. There's so much that can be done. So what we doing? There's so much. There should be something in every country. It's time. Yes, it is time. Yes, it is time, guys. By the way, we have a website, makemoneyinafrica.com. For those of you that want to book coaching sessions, consulting sessions, relocation, strategy sessions, all that good stuff, it's on the website. You said my mom just got here. Here, come up here. You send people on the website and book or schedule, I think is how it works. Oh my God, don't even get me started about. Marek said we need more activities for kids in the Gambia. I was thinking about it this as my kids were sitting here looking at me and I'm looking at them. We need anybody that's doing things for the kids. I think I said that in my 5 business ideas that you should start in Gambia. Anybody that starts anything for the youth, for the kids, will make money because there's nothing. There's a few arcade and there's a vlog that I did. Bonjour, ma. And there's a vlog that I did. I think a few weeks ago. My kids were trying to go to the arcade and the arcade was closed. I don't even know if it's open back. No, is the arcade back open? Oh yeah, the one at the village. How do you know? C'est pour qui, ma? Oh, mama bought me clothes. Okay, get your mother that buys you clothes. Oh, merci, ma. Ça vient d'où? N'est-ce pas? Merci, oh, ma. Ok, oh. Thank you so much. Il y a beaucoup de cadeaux. She said there's a lot of gifts. Get your mom that buys you clothes when she goes out. Kids and teens, they really need stuff. Honestly, where is the dance class? Where is the karate class? Where is the coding class? Where is child? I'm saying that I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, why haven't you started the thing? Guys, there are opportunities. There are opportunities. Absolutely, the Gambian population is growing, so there's definitely need for more entertainment for locals. The children are our future and need to compete. So there's recreational things, but there's also like this is the workforce of the future. You understand? This is the workforce for the future. What are we learning? We can't just be in Senegambia, you know, doing what we do and not learning stuff. You can learn how to code. You can learn how to do thumbnails. As I tell my son here all the time, who's telling me he wants a job. Go learn term. Like there's so much that our youth could do and could learn, but where are the learning centers? You know? So there's opportunity there. Thank you, Sina. I don't want to butcher your name. Thank you. My mom came bearing gifts and clothes and things. What? She was in town. My mom stayed. Where were you? So maybe I'll get her to come to the market with me. That will make for an entertaining YouTube video actually. Do y'all want my mom on the next video, on the market video? Let me know. Because that would be fun. She's living her best life. She retired when we moved, she moved and decided to take her retirement from the US. and move, and she stays outside. Like she has a meeting. We call it jangi. I don't know how every country. I think some countries call it sus. Um, I don't know who that is. Okay, sorry. So I know what that is. Okay, I just got an email. Sorry, I got distracted. Yes. So we call it. Some people call it sus or something, but basically it's like a meeting where you come in and you put money every month, and then you eat. It's like a saving club. And so she's part of one with Gambian women. Girl be outside. She's at church. She's doing things. She's at the beach. She went out to some shop and bought me some clothes, which is nice. Yes, cooking classes, karate, music, dance, gymnastics, basketball, football, tennis, cinema, skating. Where are the activities? Those are all, guys, money. Money you could be making while creating real impact. I think the other thing too, like for us, that doesn't help us, guys, is we want to do things by ourselves. Africans, I don't know why we don't always think like, let me get five of my friends and build this business. We want to do things by ourselves. We mistrust each other and we want to do things by ourselves, and that limits us. So many other cultures don't do that. They'll come together and say, okay, you know what? We're going to buy houses. We're going to come in, buy your house cash. Then you put it out for rent. Then we take that money. We're going to buy the second person, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Like, but I don't know why we are not very trusting each other. What other questions? Welcome to the live, guys. We are talking all things Africa, the continent, relocation, all the things, making money in Africa. What other, is there any other questions before I go and record this final video of mine? Noah, do you want to ask Dad if he's done with his video? You want to ask Dad if he's done with his video? No, if he's done with his video, recording his video. Ask him so that I know how long I have. Yes, I can, and I've done a few already, but yes, I'll do more. And I want to start doing a few videos where I actually interview business owners here. Like I know somebody, one of the business ideas I talked about. So it's there in the. If there's anybody from the team that can link the video around the five business ideas that you could start with less than $500 here on the continent, if somebody can link it, that would be great, and just put it in the comments so they can have access to it. But yes, one of the ideas I talked about starting like a mobile makeup, right? The lady that does my makeup, I call her every week. She doesn't have a shop, she doesn't have the overhead or none of that, and she just goes from house to house. Ah, he said he's done. Oh, so he's still recording. So that's a great business idea if you are planning on moving. But I also want to. I know another lady that owns a makeup school where that's where there's money. There's money in training, guys, and education. I tell you, I've made, in the past 7 years, that's how I've made my money is teaching and training, right? And I want to interview her. I want to do more of those type of interviews so then you guys can really, in context, see what we talk about. Because I think sometimes when you're talking about, and that was me too. Like if somebody said, "Oh, start an arcade," in my mind, I'm like, okay, like a Dave and Buster, like a, cheese. But no, here on the continent, there's that, but there's also the opportunity of literally renting a room, putting a fan, putting three TVs and a bench, and kids play. But if you don't have that visual, you can't even imagine that, right? You assume, oh, okay, so I need like $100,000 to start a Dave and Buster. You yes, but you don't have to. It doesn't have to be that. And so I think that will be very helpful. Food truck will do great. My husband just talked about this because he was like he's seeing more and more food truck, and y'all might not know, but Cameroon has the best grill meat. Argue with your ancestors. That's what it is. And so we've been talking about like we got to bring that soya. the way we do grilled chicken, grilled fish right here. But yeah, a food truck would be dope. But absolutely. Yes, interviewing some local. She's a local. The lady I'm talking about that has a school. A lot of the business owners that I know are actually locals. I think so. I think it would be really good. Um, we just dropped the video around the 5 business opportunities you could start with less than $500 as well, so you can check that out after this live because we like you on here. Uh, service training is important. It's desperately needed. It's something that definitely, if you know a company that needs that, we can provide. We can provide. In what we do when it comes to consulting, we help train customer, not only just train them, but put them together. Um, Customer service team. But yes, I think the big thing about that I've learned around training, and I've been training guys my whole career, right? I started my career working with children with autism at an after school program. And right after that, and I was 21, from 21 I've trained in every role that I've ever had. So from working there, they then promoted me to be a trainer for that company. And so for about 5 years, I was training hundreds of new hires. Every month they will have new hires, and I'll do about 30 trainings. Some of them were required by the state, and some of them were just the company wanted to train. And so every caretaker, anybody, didn't matter who you were, as long as you were hired, I was training you. Then I worked with another nonprofit that I was the main trainer in the first company. I was the assistant trainer. Then I became the trainer. Then in this other company, I was the main trainer, the only trainer, and I also built curriculum in that company. And it was with people that had suffered head injury. Any one of their staff, I had to train, like you had to come through me. So training is something that I've done and always done, even though I don't always think of it as the primary thing that I do, but at my heart, that's what I do. I'm a trainer. And so, yes, we could put together training, but what I was saying is when you are hiring people to train your teams, they have to understand the nuances of the people on the ground. So when I go in to train or preach or whatever, speak on stage, I always ask who is the audience, because the way you train customer service representatives at Walmart, somewhere in the South, in a place where people are from the South, is different than the way you're going to train Gambians here in Gambia. And it also depends on who are they going to be interacting with. Are they interacting with locals? Or are they interacting with people in the US and abroad? All these things matter. So without it, you have a great training, but it doesn't hit the mark. Like even the examples you use. And so it has to be tailored training. And I think that a lot of companies, if they spend on training, because you got some companies that don't even think the people need training. Okay, but if they spend on training, a lot of the time they hire the wrong trainer to train their people. So training is another thing that I'm super passionate about. I'm doing well. Hello, Debbie. Something I don't want to say, but training is needed. But I will say this to you though, Mary, I find that there's better customer service in the Gambia than many other African countries. Let me use my country of Cameroon. Okay? I can say that, y'all can say that. Okay. But my country of Cameroon, I would say if I had to rate and grade, I would say that the customer service that I've experienced in Cameroon from a 0 to 10, if I said the customer service I've experienced when I go to Starbucks in the US, right? Let me rate this maybe an 8 out of 10. To put context, I think I like context in case you haven't noticed. So if I put that at 8 out of 10, because I think it's excellent, that I mean they make you. That's why people go and spend $10 on a cup of tea that you could make at home for 50 cents. If that's an 8, I would say to you that in Cameroon, the customer service across the board that I've experienced is probably a 1 out of 10. And in Gambia, I will rate it a 5 out of 10. So that's just to give you some perspective. I think that each country, so you will notice back in the days, if you wanted a virtual assistant, even now, I think they will recommend the Philippines because the people in the Philippines naturally just had this very calm, respectful demeanor about them, and they made great customer service representative and virtual assistant. I think that Gambian have also naturally, which is probably what we call it the smiling coast, this demeanor, I can't even say it properly, but you know the word, that is very kind in my experience and nice. And they don't have, so if I compare it to like Cameroon or even Nigeria, which by the way, I've received a really good customer service in Nigeria. So if Cameroon is a 1 out in terms of customer service, and Gambia is a 5, I would say Nigeria is a 4.5, if not a 5 as well, but in a different way. I find that the demeanor of my Nigerian people, and my whole team is from Nigeria. I love Nigeria. But I find that for them, it is much more forceful. So I would hire somebody from Nigeria to be in sales. I think that's a default. They will crush it with a little bit of training because that's their personality. I've only been in Lagos, so maybe it changes depending on what state and what place you are at. But I think Gambians, naturally, in terms of customer service, virtual assistant, they remind me of the people from the Philippines just naturally. And then, yes, obviously, you got to train and everything. But it is, I have yet to walk into a store, a local store, or the local person and walk in and have rude service, right? Where somebody comes like, why are you here? Like, but you will experience that in Cameroon. You will, right? And so I think it's interesting. But, you know, I find all of that fascinating. Who is married to 2000? Listen, that was my first business that so the first, I should do a video on the business that I did here that failed. It was, I wanted to build a customer center, virtual assistant center where we provide everything, the light, the electricity. You just come to work and we'll connect you to whoever we need to connect you to. That's a business idea that's doing really well in Ghana, doing very well in Nigeria. That was the first business idea. I was like, y'all speak English, you are nice and patient. I was like, let's go. Didn't work well. And maybe it was too early in our move. And so I didn't know enough of the nuances. But I knew that American clients don't care about the nuances. 9 a.m. is 9 a.m. I knew because I've worked, my whole business is with businesses and I've worked everything I've done is interacting and working with the American customer and client. And so I knew it won't fly. They don't care that you have to pray 5 times a day. And so these were some of the challenges. And also, I think, no offense, the educational system needs to do a better job in preparing the youth for the marketplace. So I will find that what I thought was I would need to teach things like Canva, you know, systems and software. And I was surprised to find that I had to teach things like how to start a laptop, how to send an email, how to respond to an email, how to type fast. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh no, because that means that I need to basically train you for about 9 months to a year for you to be ready. And that business model was not what I had in mind because I thought, okay, 30 days and boom, boom, you're ready. I was wrong. I was wrong in my experience. And these were college graduates, married 2007, some with a master's degree. And so it's not impossible. It's just the runway for what I needed. I thought literally 30 days, right? You got the basics, boom, boom, boom. We just add a little bit of what the client needs. That didn't work. It was 3 years ago. Maybe things have changed. But I think in terms of just like the personality, absolutely. Gambia has a growing international population. That's true. Hence why the opening of school like BIS. Is that Quebec? What's BIS? Is that the British school or the British International School? Okay, yeah. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe then. mm, mm, I was gonna say, but those are high schools. So uh, it's best to train for both local and international customer. I agree. So people are ready, and it's a highly touristic place. So if you can train for the higher, more demanding client, then you are good to go. Awesome. This is a great conversation. What other questions, guys? Hi, John Ozea. How are we doing? Agriculture opportunities are available here. Absolutely. Yes. And needed. We import too much food, too much, which makes the cost of living high. Really? Mining. Indians have banana farms. How about plantain? Because the cost of plantain, yeah. Mining is a clear win. Yo, I hope y'all are taking notes. They are dropping gems. If you're looking and thinking about what businesses to start. So, question for Marik and Teddy Naya. One of the questions people have all the time is, should I should I invest in Gambia, or should I look at something like Ghana in terms of business opportunities? What would be your response to that? See, maybe I'm gonna grow my own plantain so I can eat some and not spend. It's about $350 to $400 a kilo. A kilo of plantain, guys, is about three plantains, depending on the size, three to four. And that's $400, which is 4,000 safer for those that in Cameroon, which is about, how much is that in dollars? Just to give you a perspective, it's ridiculous. That amount I can get like in Cameroon right now, I probably could get for 4 a whole thing, the whole thing of plantain. Oh, they said Gambia for sure. Any geographical region. Merrick, why are you saying Gambia for sure in terms of investment? Yep. He said Gambia is at the beginning stage. Ghana is more oversaturated and expensive. And guys, my husband, we're just talking about certain mistakes we made when we move and we think people in the diaspora make when they think about moving. And one of the first things he talked about was, uh, I can never say that word, but having this romantic view of when you're moving. So you go to Ghana, okay, for the year of the return. It's lit. You go to Nigeria, 30 December. Woo, 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 woo. It's amazing. It's vacation. When I go to Paris, I love Paris. I've never paid a bill in Paris. So if you ask me about Paris, it's lit. It's amazing. The bakery, the croissant, like it's all, yeah, because you don't pay no bills there when you go. And so he said one of the mistakes when you are looking at Ghana versus Gambia, why would I move to Gambia? Why is anybody moving to Gambia? I could go to Senegal. You could go anywhere. But his point is, you got to look at why you're moving. If you're moving to chill and that's one thing. If you're looking for business opportunities, you got to look at this stuff like the people that don't look at us look at it. You got to survey. You got to look and say, would I rather go to a place where I'll be the first? I don't know that if Facebook was launching today, it would have been the success that it was. I'm just going to tell you. I don't think so. There's something about being first to market, right? And so, yeah, Accra is beautiful. It's nice. It's lit. I love Accra. I love me some Accra. Okay, everybody likes nice things, but if you are looking as an investor, you have to think like an investor, and you got to look at where are the opportunities. Where is it not saturated? Where is it easier for me? Where is it a beginning stage? A lot of the ideas you guys talked about what's needed, they have it all in Accra. Tennis school, tennis, soccer, swimming instruction, coding classes. Do you know how many coding schools are there? There are so many. So now you're coming in competing, but you got to compete with the big dogs, people that got, I don't know where they got their money from, right? But they got money. They got, now it's a different conversation versus you come into a place where you're the first and people are just happy you're there because, like, listen, we didn't have this before, so it might be a little bit, and all that, but this is all we know, and so we're excited to have you here. It makes a difference. Uh, okay, our politics might also change next year, and we have more progressive Pan-Africanist political parties, candidate in their early 40s. That makes a difference. I can't even talk because we just have our president who is 92 in Cameroon who was reelected. So listen, I I try not to even. I'm like, listen, encouraging on regional production of product. Yes, y'all, production and manufacturing of the products will help so much because the cost of living is not sustainable. I agree. I agree. I agree. And I will also say, like, people will be like, "Oh, hi, it's Gambia." Yo, by the way, guys, anytime I go anywhere, and it's worse when my husband is with me, people, I don't know. I wonder what they say when we're not in the room because when we're in the room, people just point at us like, "Oh, it's them. They are the couple. They are the Cameroonian couple that didn't move to Cameroon. They moved back. Not only did they move back, but they didn't move back to their home country, then Gambia." So we get pointed. And one of the questions people ask, like, "Why Gambia?" And they're like, "Is it nice?" And I say to them, I'm not moving for nice. Like if I wanted nice, America is very nice. One of the nicest places I've visited. One of the more developed places I've visited. Like in terms of infrastructure, if you're talking about nice, big roads, big malls, big everything, big oversight, like I had nice where I was in terms of things, right? And so if you are moving, looking for nice, had the malls, had the roads, I don't think you should move because you already got you got that. You you got that. Well, y'all got us beat. But is that why you're thinking about moving? And are you thinking about it like are you thinking about this as an investor? Are you thinking about this as somebody that's coming to impact and give back to the place that for those that are Africans that are returning, that gives so much to you? And for our brothers that are coming back after centuries, right, of being displaced, how are you looking at it? Because how you look at it is going to determine your experience while you're here. All right, Gambia romanticized the West. That should be a whole video. Oh my gosh, you just gave me a video idea. That should be a round table. I don't even think it should be a video of just me and my husband. It should be a round table where we talk about the romance is so real that people are willing to die on a boat. That's how much folks think. I'm like, bro, the money, and I always think I'm like, and it's not cheap to do it. And some people try a few times. I think last I heard that was years ago, it was like $1,000, $1,100. And some people do it 3, 4 times. I'm like, if you have enough money to save up for that, you could start something. You could start something here. I've seen people that have a good thing going. I'm like, you have a whole business infrastructure. Where are you going? But listen, folks don't want to hear. And folks definitely don't want to hear from those of us that have gone and come back. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear. So I leave it alone. Yeah. There's nothing like home, honey. I was saying earlier how I traveled for about 6 weeks. Ah, oh, honey. And I was in nice places. I was in France. I was in Bali. I was like, making, I gotta go home. I gotta go home. Take me home. I need home. Take me home. Take me to the soil. Take me back. Take me back to where I belong. Take me home. There is nowhere like home. Nothing like home. Um, facts. Merrick, that's why I started my leadership school. That's exactly why I started my leadership school because we need skill set. I think if we could even get them before they graduate high school, it would be great. But sure, yes, once you graduate high school, and today from your laptop, instead of being on TikTok, you can learn how to make thumbnail. I'm using the easiest thing that within 30 days you can learn. You can get a free Canva account. I'm preaching to the gospel, so I'm preaching to the church, to the choir. Like y'all, you already know this, but this is something I try to. I'm like, listen, you could just make your money online in 30 days. If you can figure out TikTok and how to do this all day, you can figure it out too. So yes, a training center. Yes, plumber, electrician. I was telling my son because we've been having electrical issues, and I was saying to him, listen, if you get into electrical work, HVAC, you will never be hungry a day here and abroad. The mechanic, bring back the mechanic. And these are conversations that are also happening in America, guys, right? Where they're saying, Dr. Umar, controversial guy, but my guy, talks a lot about this, that when they took away these skills from high school, we started seeing the decline of the black man. Everybody wants to go to college and do what? Guys, I finished college with a bachelor degree in criminal justice. And before the bachelor degree, I was making $15 an hour. And after the bachelor degree, I was making $15 an hour. Then I went and got a whole master degree, and I was making like $16 an hour with a whole master degree, guys. So, and if don't try to translate it if you live in Africa and you're like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's nothing. You can't live on that. Like what? Muda said he's a Gambian. He traveled back and forth for the peace and relaxation. You cannot. Gambia peace is another level of peace. As in, when I'm like on the plane, and this hasn't happened to me ever since when we first moved. So we picked Gambia sight unseen. Like we put a deposit for 1 year. Nobody should do that. We don't advise it. Okay, but we did that sight unseen to a house. We did a little bit of due diligence, but we had never come to the Gambia. And when the plane landed, I cried. I have traveled the world. I've gone to Gambia. I'm from Cameroon. I've gone to Ivory Coast. I've gone, but there is something. I feel like Gambia is one of those places that come here at your own warning. Like be aware, buyer be aware, because you Gambia has a way that on the like it has a way of making you fall in love with it, right? And so I hear you when you say that you the peace and relaxation down here is unmatched. I agree with you 1,000%. Oh, the time is coming, and the people are scared. We just got to wake up. We just got to wake up. The people see it. People outside of here see it, and they've started very strategically positioning themselves. Yeah, I learned that because I was like, oh my god, the beach. You're all like 10 minutes away from the beach. Like when we used to live in Texas, we would drive 8 to 9 hours to see the water. And so for me, I was like, wait, you're 10 minutes away? Like, are you kidding me? Do you understand what you got? But you're right. When you grew up in it, because I tend to 4 years in now too. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, whatever. I don't really, you get like it's. But Gambia has ruined me from all my beach vacation. I used to love a beach vacation. Now I'm like, I'm not gonna get on a plane to come and see your beach. I have a beach right here in my backyard, right? So I agree with you. Okay, tell my that we're going. No problem. Let her know we're going. We're ready to go. Absolutely. No, you're right. But I think that's true of so many places and people, right? Like where you take for granted where you're from because just you're from there. Yeah. Oh, really? I thought he was working with you. You've been done. Oh no, I'm not on a call. Okay. All right, guys. So I gotta go. But thank you guys so much for being on here. If you haven't followed the page yet, please make sure you follow, share, like, subscribe, do all the things. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to y'all later.